So let's start here with the stories, and we got a couple of good stories today. Oof, here we go. This one just broke today. Phillip Rivers is retiring from the NFL, and that's kind of what we knew. He was on a one-year deal with the Colts, wasn't looking the greatest. He had a pretty decent season overall. Not a lot of turnovers, which I definitely praise the man, but, it went nowhere. First round exit of the playoffs, which is, Phillip Rivers' MO. It's usually second round of the playoffs if he gets there, but, he still hasn't won the big game, so we knew he was going to retire. Now the Colts, all they just need is a quarterback, and they're going to be very competitive in this AFC. It does suck that the Colts are really coming alive at a time where Buffalo's really, really good, the Chiefs are really, really good, and the Ravens are really good. So, and the Browns are getting real good too. So, Colts coming alive at the right time. They just need a quarterback, and they'll be fine. So with Phillip Rivers retiring, now the question is Phillip Rivers a Hall of Famer? I don't think so. So here's his accolades here. 8-time Pro Bowler. He's been in the league 17 years. Number 5 in career passing touchdowns. Number 5 in career passing yards. Number 5 in career completions. Number 12 in career pass rating. I don't even care about that. Get that out of here. That's not an accolade. Stop with this passer rating. I hate passer ratings. I hate QBR. It means nothing to me. I never even pay attention to it. I don't think I've ever mentioned that at all throughout this entire NFL season. I really, really do not like passer rating, so I'm gonna ignore that. He's never missed a game. That's impressive. Longevity stats are truly impressive, and I do respect longevity stats because it is real hard to condition and stay active and still competing at the highest level. I mean, we're talking about the best athletes in the world, like every single season, every single year when we're watching football games. So the fact that Phillip Rivers has played 17 seasons, never missed a game, 252 straight starts, it is very impressive, and that's why he's number 5 in career passing, touchdowns, yards, completions, all that, because he's got longevity, and I respect that. That's probably the only thing I actually like about Phillip Rivers' career. He was in the league for 17 seasons at, number 1 quarterback, never a backup, always the starter, always playing, never missed a game. So for all that, I definitely give him respect there. And then, the biggest accolade that is going around on Twitter this morning is that he played through a torn ACL in the 2007 AFC title game. Phillip Rivers even brought up that game in his retirement letter that he sent out. You can find that on Twitter. But that's your biggest accolade, a losing game. Yeah, you played through it with the torn ACL, but it must have not been like a complete tear, maybe just a little rip, because you can't play through it like a true torn ACL. So I don't really get it, but if that's the one accolade he wants to hold on to, I guess we give it to him. So I'm gonna say, I would say no to Hall of Fame, honestly, because when you look at who was his kind of competition when he was in the league, we're talking Big Ben, multiple Super Bowl winner. Multiple? Yeah, he's got 2. Multiple Super Bowl winner. Tom Brady, multiple Super Bowl winner. Peyton Manning, 2. Eli Manning, 2. Aaron Rodgers, 1. Looking for another one. Drew Brees, 1. Did I bring up the Mannings? Both Peyton, Eli, both with 2 rings. I mean, Eli Manning, come on, he's got 2 rings, and Phillip Rivers can't even get 1. And the fact that, when Eli Manning won both of his rings, he was clutch in both of those games. Big throws. I get that the catches were a little bit better than throws, but at the end of the day, he put the ball exactly in the spot where it needed to be to get caught. So we got to give Eli Manning a little bit of credit, a little bit more credit in those 2 Super Bowl wins. So Phillip Rivers, he's just a career quarterback. That's all he's got. No rings, no Super Bowl even appearances. He's never won the big game. So let's quickly here look at this man's playoff history, because that's really what it's going to boil down to. He doesn't have a ring. He's got longevity stats, but how did he look in these playoff games? And was it just the defense, just not showing up for these playoff games, or was, Phillip Rivers going absolutely insane in these games and deserves to win it, or did he flounder in all these playoff games and deserves to lose it? So here we go. All of his playoff games. We'll start here in 2006, losing first round of the playoffs, and he had a 43% completion percentage, no touchdown, 1 interception. Not a good game. That's completely up to him for a loss. They lose by 3 points there. Then we go to 2007. That was his best playoff run. He got to the AFC Championship game. Congratulations. So let's quickly run through his playoff playoffs here in 2007. First game, 63% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Okay, I'll give you that. Second game, 73% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. All right, 2 solid games here. And then you get to the AFC Championship game where he tore his ACL and he threw 51% completion percentage, no touchdowns, 2 picks. He's kind of the reason why they lost the game there. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. You cannot be turning the ball over in the playoffs, especially the AFC Championship game. That's truly unforgivable. Alrighty, then we go to 2008, the year after that. First playoff game, 55% completion percentage, not good. No touchdowns, 1 pick, and they still win the game. So Phillip Rivers didn't win them that game, but they still won it. And then, so they get to the next round of the playoffs in 2008, and they lose the game, and he had 60% completion percentage, 308 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. That's a pretty decent game by him, but that 1 pick in a, 2-score game, holy cow, they still lost by 9, and he still threw 3 touchdowns. So, kind of once again, him not being clutch down the stretch, we've seen it throughout his entire career, and they lose the playoff game because of it. Alrighty, then 2009. 1 playoff game, 1 and done, losing to the Jets, 14-17. And look at what he did, 67% completion percentage. That's good. 300 yards. That's good. But when we look at touchdown, interception, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Come on, what do we? He's not clutch. He's not good. You're losing first round of the playoffs. Is that what we want in the Hall of Fame? I think the Hall of Fame is watered down as it is. So obviously Phillip Rivers is going to get into the Hall of Fame. I don't think anybody's really doubting that. But he really shouldn't be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't want to see him getting it in his first try. Who did they just snub like a few years back? Was it Chris Johnson? Or not Chris Johnson, Chad Johnson. Didn't they make him wait years and years? Is he even in there yet? I can't see Phillip Rivers being a first ballot Hall of Famer. I wouldn't even vote for him, honestly, to get into the Hall of Fame. First ballot, second ballot. I don't see it. So let's continue on here. So 2009. That's where we left off. So we didn't even get there in 2010, 2011, 2012, 3 years without even getting to the playoffs. And then we get to 2013, first game against Cincinnati. Congrats. You beat Cincinnati, the Bengals, with Andy Dalton. Congrats. That's a real tough playoff win there. 75% completion percentage. He only threw the ball 16 times. 128 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick. They didn't even need him to be good, and he was just accurate that game. And then in the second round of the playoffs that year, they lose. 66% completion percentage, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. So really wasn't his fault that they lost this game because they didn't turn the ball over, in a good completion percentage here. But at the end of the day, he didn't do enough. He didn't elevate the team. They lose by, 1 score. Did he just not, was he just not clutch on that last drive? We could look it up, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. But, not being clutch, we just saw it last week. The first round of the playoffs this season against the Bills, him just not being clutch. He had a chance at the end of the game, but he didn't take it. So I'm assuming in this game here, he just was not clutch. Then, once again, wasn't in the playoffs in 2014, 15, 16, 17, a 4-year drought without getting in the playoffs, where he's back there in 2018. 68% completion percentage of the first game, no touchdowns, no picks. They win the game against Baltimore, so he didn't really win them the game there, not putting up any points himself. And then in the second round of the playoffs, they lose. Classic Phillip Rivers. It's always in the second round. And let's see what he did here. 49% completion percentage. Oh my goodness. 331 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and they get absolutely blown out by the Patriots here. But not even 50% completion. What are we doing here? Yes, he had 3 touchdowns, but that's all, red zone. Did the running game carry them there? I know this game they were getting blown out. Tom Brady was going wild. I think all these 3 touchdowns were just kind of because the Patriots were up by 21 points in this game. So they're like, all right, let's kind of, back off our defense a little bit. And then we get this, this season's playoff game against the Bills, 58% completion percentage, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, just not clutch. So that's what we got for Phillip Rivers here. I don't think he should be in the Hall of Fame. He's going to get in there because he's got longevity. That's pretty good. That's the only real green flag about putting Phillip Rivers in the Hall of Fame. He was in the league for 17 seasons, never missed a game, just got longevity stats. But that's how I feel about Phillip Rivers in the Hall of Fame. Not a big fan of it.